Here we go, 3D graphs. So the first thing we need to do with the graph is figure out the domain. So I want x to run from -5 to 5. Y to run from -5 to 5. And here's the key thing, you have to create your grid in MATLAB. So we have to say x, y, note I did a capital X and a capital Y because these are different variables, equals meshgrid, and that will create your a two-dimensional domain for a three-dimensional graph. Meshgrid x, y. Let's press that. Let's define our function. Z equals, I don't know, let's stay simple, x squared plus y squared. And now let's do a surface plot, and it's simple as SURF of x, y, z. And there we have our surface plot. If you see here, click on that little rotate button there. We can rotate it, look around it, look on top of it, look underneath it. Okay. I guess when you look directly on top, it serves as like a contour. But check this out. Hit hold that graph, and then do contour x, y, z. I really like this. This is cool. Now if you go look on your graph, you'll see you have the graph and you have the contours there. And if you don't like the fact that you can see this thing as the lines connecting there, let's make our domain a little more dense. Let's say x equals a -5. Let's go in increments of 0.0. Let's go 0.1 to 5. Y equals a -5, 0.1 to 5. So it's going from -5 to 5 in increments of 0.1. And z equals x. We need to make our mesh grid again. So because I changed what x and y is, equals mesh grid xy, and now z equals x squared plus y squared. Let's press that. Surface x, y, z. That gives me that surface plot there. And now if I hold, actually let me just close this one. It's still holding that thing. So let's do that again. Okay, and now let's hold that. Let's do contour x, y, z. And you can see the contours look a little nicer there. The whole graph looks a little nicer. So if we want to rotate it, you can see the contours. I think that's pretty awesome. So you can see here, just play around with this. You can graph any 3D graph you want. You can set up your domain however you want. Make sure the only key is to use the mesh grid here. And have fun with that. I was really looking forward to figuring out how to graph 3D plots, and I'm happy to find out it's pretty simple, and that we can get those contours really simple all onto the same plot. Have fun.